All right, welcome to episode 137 of my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's a blog, there's video, there's a transcript, and I'll tell you where to find all of that. Excuse the background noise. It is what it is. At least I don't think you'll hear. Oh, nope, there's our little chirping friend too. So just try to focus on my voice and block out the noise. All right. Um so this okay. So everywhere that you could just do an internet search for my FX buddies. All right? Cuz I'm on Apple Podcasts, Spotify.com does video and audio, RSS.com, which I have a link to most places, um, is my FX Buddies also, and that's where the transcript is. Oh, and there was a new country. Oh well, I forgot. I'll look it up and I'll say hello to the two listeners or two. I don't know. Maybe they just go there and download the transcript, but they're in a different country. Um, so tomorrow, or whenever I post again next, which I think will be tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Um, I'll say the name of that country and say welcome. All right. The blog is where you will have access to all the articles for free. You don't have to put in your email or anything. You just click the link, it takes you there, and all the articles are there with a link to the original article that's in Arabic, right? So then people can't say, well, you made that up. Nope, this is all straight from Iraqi news. All right, so it is Tuesday, November 26th. This should upload for Tuesday, November 26th. So we'll get right into it. I will have an update. They did vote, but that's kind of boring compared to this. And this had a picture with it. So I made this I made this the first article. Soon. I know we love that word, right? Exchange companies will recover again and resume their work. So I kind of like that. It looks long because it's weird spacing, and I just don't have time to go through and separate these words and take out those links. So I don't even know what those links go to, but whatever. So these were the exchangers who they were going to go on strike. Remember, there was like 1,200 of them, and they were going to go on strike. And the representative group met with Sudani and they didn't go on strike. So I wonder what he told them, right? We don't know. To this day, we don't know what he told them to make them not go on strike. Then they were given the opportunity to group together and form a type C where 10 or more of them get together and they could get certified, right? They had the opportunity to do that. So a lot has happened, but they're not back working, not all of them. But soon they will be, right? Soon it is heading towards recovery with increasing on easing restrictions and resuming activity in currency auctions run by the Central Bank Iraq. So, yeah, I know it's weird, but let's see. Observers and economic experts confirm that over the past years, currency auctions organized by the central bank have played a role in Iraq, a major role in providing the US dollar to the local market, as this mechanism is used to support the stability of the dinar and ensure that import needs are met. So there's another person saying what I always say. What? They can't get rid of the auction until they change the rate and give them the new money. Or the dinar to dollar rate is going to skyrocket in the wrong direction. So, blah, blah, blah. The auctions are subject to international criticism. They got to do their KYC, all of that. Here are reasons for why they were declined: strictness in money transfer, smuggling and money laundering, and then the disparity in the exchange rates. But I like that part right there. Economists believe the return of the activity of the exchange companies will have a positive impact on the Iraqi economy and can be summarized in the following points. Narrowing the gap between the official price and the black market price will boost confidence in the Iraqi dinar. So there'll be more places where those who are qualified to get the dollar can get the dollar, so it takes pressure, right, off and lowers the spread, right? Increasing cash liquidity, which supports internal and external trade, supporting the private sector while facilitating money transfer and market stability. So, yeah, so I'm thinking there's probably more to it that they just didn't disclose to us because it's none of our business at this time, right? But it says it's close to return the exchange company activity coinciding with the resumption of currency auctions. I know that seems like it's contradictory, but whatever, right? It reflects the efforts of the government and the central bank to restore confidence in the Iraqi economy. So I like that. All right, so here we'll get to the boring stuff, but the stuff we wanted to hear. So the Finance Committee had a meeting going over the outlines of amending the budget law. I believe it was closed, but they did give us some details. I'm not going to read the details. You can if you want to. That's why I put the article there for those who are interested in that type of information. There it is for you. Okay. All right. Talk about fair prices for oil. Look who is at this meeting. Sadani, the Russian Prime Minister, and the Saudi Energy Minister. So they just, they probably was like, hey, the T-Man's back. Uh, Russia, it's going to get a little harder for you, right? He's going to put some sanctions on you, but, between us and Saudi Arabia, we got you covered. Now, that's probably really what the conversation was about, but they have some stuff here they wrote. See how they said they met to discuss the energy market situation in quotation marks. Yeah, we know what that means, really, right? But yeah, so that happened, and it just goes. Some of you who don't listen to me in other places, I always talk about there's a shift. There's a shift of power where I think China wanted to be the focal point. It's going over to the Middle East. What's his name? I can see his face. There's a couple of, like, three of the top hedge funds. One moved to Abu Dhabi and the other two to Dubai. Dalio, Ray Dalio. And then the other ones, I can see their face, but I can't think of their name. And the oil, the um, some of the oil producing countries are telling the West, we don't want your green renewable energy. We're in a river of oil and we're going to make money off of it. So that's a power shift, right? Because the West was winning that, but not when they started having their meetings in the Middle East where the oil is. So yeah, but anyway, all right. So House of Representatives votes to extend legislative term for 1 month, but they didn't give me a date. So previously there was an article that said they were extending to December 9th. Now they're saying they voted to extend it a month. So is that still December 9th, or now are we into January 9th? I don't know. And I've asked a couple of times, Iraq, give me a date. So then they put out another article, Parliament extends its term and ends reading of 3 laws. So I like what happened today. They started on time. Well, excuse me. The members who showed up got to the building on time, but there was a 30-minute delay. Previous to them showing up, there was another meeting. The parliamentary, remember I read you that? Those parliamentary people, they had a meeting. Then they got there, and eventually they read 3 laws, one of them being the budget, the first federal general budget law, the amendments, right? The other stuff we don't care about, but it's there if you want to read it. So here in the last paragraph, and I like this right here, and to preserve the national wealth and enhance the actual federal reserves. So their oil reserves. So that was the first reading. Remember, the first reading of the amendment. One of the amendments, because I think there's 2 amendments, but we'll see. All right, so they did it. And anytime Iraq does something they say they're going to do, when they said they were going to do it, that's good. And hopefully we'll see a pattern of this, right? Okay, what else? Here's this guy. U.S. State Department warns armed factions in Iraq threaten the country's stability. But yeah, they're not going to get rid of their armed factions. So you can read that if you like. Some people like to read stuff from the State Department. Here's another article. The House of Representatives completes the first reading of the budget amendment and adjourns its session. Again, they mentioned they extended the legislative term for 1 month, but still no date. So, as far as I know, for certain, we know they're working through December 9th. All right. If we get a date other than that, I will let you know. This is like a debate. So, Parliamentary Finance says delay in budget schedules did not affect government projects because there is someone, matter of fact, I think it's Jamal Cougar, who's out there saying, when you delay the budget, it affects projects. But let me show you something. Here, Iraq inaugurates 790 new schools more to be built. Does that sound like projects being delayed? No, and let's continue. Oliver Wyman continues consultation on Iraq's development road. That is nothing but here. Investment opportunity, new peace city. Investment opportunity, another new city. Investment opportunity, new city. And there's 3 more of these on the next page, but because I'm recording, I can't click to the next page. I tried and it didn't work. Let me, since I'm over here, I want to check the rate right quick. It's back to 1284. Okay. Let's see. I just made that noise. I did not mean to make that noise. I apologize. That is a habit. And usually I control it while I'm recording. But I guess I feel comfortable with you guys and I just let that go. So yeah, and people wonder, well, how are they doing all of this at 1300? They're probably working with 2 books. I mean, or they're working on the premise we know we're going to have money coming in. Who knows? But they're doing it, right? All of these, I tell you all the time, go to the government of Iraq Twitter. I know it's called X, but I'm still calling it Twitter. go there and they always have videos of all the progress they're making. So, yeah. All right. One thing. Oh, here's the closed meeting. So see, but look, it was closed meeting, but they showed it on TV. They showed a little bit of it. They showed Atwana Twani. He's here. See him right there? That's Atwana Twani. On TV, they showed him reading something to say, okay, they had a meeting, right? And then that was it. So I think that's the end. Oh, oh, here, this is, no, we're only in the middle. Okay, this is, I just came across this article. I was looking for something else, actually. Huge rise in dollar sales. What is happening in Iraq? So it's the beginning, and I even have a note here. I say the last two sections are the most interesting. So pretty much it's a summary of what's been happening, a history with the auction, right? Okay, but at the end they have a solution. It's a complex issue. They've done a study, right? And here's professor of economics, blah, 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 talking. And money laundering is over. So here they're pulling in some information from Mohammed Saleh, but they're talking about they're getting ready to go to the new system, and they'll no longer have the auctions. So that's why I put that article on here if you'd like to read it. See? The solution. Yeah, so you could skip down to that. It looks long, but it's really not. Okay, let's see what it says. Sudani confirms that Iraq will avoid the consequences of regional conflicts and follow a policy of regional balance. Now they also showed this on TV for the people. Let's see. It's a conference for ambassadors. It's held over 2 days. And look, it's kind of like, look how they're sitting in chairs rather than being up on a stage and with the podium where they're kind of talking to the crowd. They're sitting in chairs. That is Sadani right here, and this is Fawad Hussein, the foreign minister, and he's been the foreign minister like forever. Even in this matter of fact, this government, Sudani's government was not supposed to have anyone from any previous governments. But guess who's there? Fawad Hussein. So he must be very trusted. He must not have any issues with corruption because they keep bringing him back as the foreign minister. So, all right, that's it. We have a short one because it was really just to give you an update that they did. And just keep in mind the 2023, 2024, 2025 budgets are done. Yes, they've been voted on, but they have amendments. The 2024 amendments have been done, but we have not seen them yet, right? We're still waiting for issue 4782 of the budget of the Gazette to be made public, which many of us believe that that issue has the 2024 amendments. Now they're amending 2025, and yeah, so we're waiting on that. And they they expressed they want to get it done on time and ready for 2025, which would be lovely. So they just, oh, you know what? There's an article missing. Look, see this blank space? Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, I can't fix that. Okay, but anyway, so here's the title. I'm not going to go over this. This is for anyone who might want to read it. It's interesting. It's the Tea Man's administration in Iraq. What comes next? And it's fair. It's a fair article. It, one thing that I did learn that I will share with you, the writer said, well, if anyone's happy about the Tea Man being re voted in again, it's the Kurds. Who knew? Who knew? But anyway, yeah, so that article, that is the last article. That's at the very bottom. And I tried to line it up, but I couldn't. So, and these, maybe there are footnotes. Maybe that's why there's numbers there. I'm not sure. But whatever. So, this is a lengthy article, but like I said, it's interesting and I believe it's fair. He points out the scary things for the people of Iraq and the beneficial things for actually us. And another point, he says we're going to push Iran out, right? And let Iraq have more control. So that would be nice if that can actually be done, right? So we'll see. All right. Oh, and then the ceasefire. You know that the ceasefire went into effect 4 a.m. supposedly. I don't know which is that Middle East time, Eastern time. I don't know. But yeah, so we'll see. And there are articles saying that the Ice Cream Land troops did start moving out of Lebanon. So that is indeed something that happened. And we'll see. We'll see if they keep it for 60 days or if someone blinks first. And is that good? Does that help us move forward any sooner? Who knows, right? But if it's gonna be equal to less people dying, I'm happy. That makes me happy. All right, so that's it. Thank you for listening. I hope you found this helpful. As always, accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. If there's a like, join, follow, subscribe, whatever button, because I don't post regularly. If you take whatever action is needed to activate that button. So when I do update, you will be notified if all things work like they're supposed to, right? Don't you just love technology? All right, so thanks again and enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you're enjoying this content. Until next time.